Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Welcome to week 2 of season 4! I'm Slidewhistle.
I am Immunization.
And it's me, Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horde Punching Bags. Not all of the activities you used to do will give you cool stuff anymore, so don't waste your time like me.
Oh,
What did you waste your time doing?
Oh, it wasn't even that much of a waste. I just did a grand hunt. I was like, grand hunt. And it's like, enjoy your blue. So I was like, what? Huh? And it's like, well, sorry, that's only week 1 business.
Or whenever it comes back around, I guess, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I did that with the cooking. I was at work and I was like, let me go fly down to the cooking pot and just go chill and get my free epic. And then I was like, what the hell is this? This is bullshit.
Yeah, so this week is week 2, which has rotated into Aberrus and Zeralek Cavern activities. It's actually kind of funny because last week we were trying to decide like what weird activities would be included in week 2's like associated with that raid tier, the weekly awakened activity. And I don't remember exactly what we said, but I'm pretty sure we just nailed it straight on, didn't we?
Well, we said researchers under file, researchers under fire, but I do not remember time rifts being mentioned. And what even is the third one? It's something where I was like, huh?
Was it a suffusion camp? Is that
It is a suffusion camp, and you said that one as well. So we got 2 out of 3, but I don't remember time rift being mentioned. I guess because that was technically a 0.5 one.
Yeah, the time rift seems like a weird one, but I guess I'm okay with it because it feels like it happens more frequently than the siege on Dragonbane Keep, so I guess I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's one of the easier ones to just throw into your day, and it takes all of, like 2 minutes if you time it right, if you don't care about doing the other things.
You know, with the Suffusion Camp, I'm not sure if I like it or I hate it. I feel like sometimes I get there, and there's nobody else there, and I'm like, ugh, I gotta farm these fucking rares out. But then I did it on my other character, and I got there, and everybody was there, and all you had to do was go stand by, like, the purple elemental turn-in, and people would just constantly spawn in the big guy, and I got 3 keys in, like, 1 minute. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've always hated suffusion camps, but even back like when they were like live originally, I just hate things like that, where it's just like kill things to get pieces to put together to be used for another thing as a world event. That feels kind of clunky to me. I don't know.
Yeah, the fact that there are only certain brands of enemies that drop the things you need, so it's like, what's going on with these 14 Terralisk? Why are they here? Flavor. It's like, give me a chance for one of the materials to drop from him, and then I can start summoning things. But like the gray level yellow crystals do not come out of like 60% of the enemies.
Yeah, like I don't even bother killing the elephants because I'm like I know good and well these guys ain't gonna give me shit.
Yeah, and then in raid, I will say I feel like I hope this is a trend that all the different raid rotations are tuned similarly to the first week, and then we just had more gear this week. So I definitely felt like we were stronger and got things down more easily. We still didn't full clear on heroic. We got up to Sark and started progging, I believe. Did we make it into phase 3? Barely.
Yes, we were able to make it into phase 3. He broke the darn windows, and then usually people would fall over during that. But it's much better than Vault, where we couldn't even make it past Dathia, which is 2 faces before the final boss.
And what's funny, it's really impressive because we're doing this all with a guy who hasn't tanked or DPS. He wasn't even playing this season because our Australian tank was a bitch and he had to go. And so now we got one of our new guys doing stuff. Well, new old guys. And he's like learning these fights as we go. We were on Naltharion for like a little bit longer just because there's so many mechanics to throw at a brand new tank who definitely did not watch any videos. And I don't blame him.
Yeah, I messaged Slide on the side, and I was just like, I don't envy him having to learn, like, basically learn raid tanking and learn these raids that all of us kind of know already.
Yeah, we're so downloaded, it's so automatic, and it's like, what are you doing messing it up, guy who's literally never been in here?
What was I gonna be like? Why did you message me? Why didn't you? And like, oh right, you weren't here. Yeah, you were in the Kakalakis.
So Slide has been calling them the Kakalakis. Is this an actual thing? I was in the Carolinas for work.
Didn't you see the signs while you were there? Welcome to the Kakalakis. Head on up or slide on down. It doesn't matter where you go, because every day in the Kakalakis a crack-a-lackin' good time.
I'm gonna say it's the only place you can get crack-a-lackin' legally is in the Kakalakis.
I had hush puppies.
Wow! Did you go?
You tasted a bit of the. Yeah, did you get them? And they were like, "Here's your hush." Shh.
I mean, they're fine. I mean, like, I feel like I like anything that's fried, but anyways, did you guys like going back to the Abbey?
Yeah, I guess.
No.
I mostly just wanted like the gear. I was dreading having to do Echo. I thought it was going to be a lot worse, but I'm glad that it actually wasn't that bad. And you're right, like with the gear, things kind of are just falling over. Like we did not struggle until like the last two, right? Everything else was just straight shot, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even really struggle too much on Neltharion, honestly. Like Aaron messaged like the chat of the three of us on the side saying that like that would be the one of our walls, but I think we still even got him down in like 3 pulls.
Yeah, it was like
maybe?
3-4 attempts, I think.
We're blasting.
But to answer your question, no. Vault was just long enough and mystic enough that I'm like, I feel like I'm stepping back into a world I've forgotten. Abbey, I still have downloaded all of it. The moment I threw my first fireball at Armor Dragon, I was in like forklift operator mode. I was like, this is work.
And like I was in the Abbey like 2 weeks ago, so for the past like week repeating. So I'm just like, yeah, it's the Abbey.
Yeah.
Next week when we get to Immunization, my eyes are actually going to haze over. Because not only is that one, like, I've done it too much and I've done it recently, it's also the easiest, I'd say, of all of them. So it's just like, most of me mentally will be gone.
Oh, for sure. I think a combination of several factors I think this will be our first, like, I don't know that we can call it AOTC, but you know what I mean. Full clear on Heroic. It'll be our first full clear on Heroic in the rotation, because we'll have another week of gear. We'll even more so blow stuff up. Everyone knows these fights because Cheat came back during this, right? So I think he actually knows these fights at least.
Yeah, he was a DPS
just
during
did
them, but he at least heard them. He's been in them.
Yeah, and then like the rest of us, we literally just did this a few weeks ago. So like I honestly think that we'll blow this up next week, and then I think we can just clean up the week after that. Because I believe they all open the week after that.
Yeah, I think.
Yes.
I say that confidently with question marks.
Yes, because the week after that week is when Pandaria Remix starts. So it's like, and it's open! And then the mayor will turn around and there's like maybe a group of like 15 people there. Where is everyone? They're at the chum bucket. It's got a singing dog.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be ready. I'll be right over there. So we didn't kill Razageth last week, so I pugged it on Heroic. And let me tell you, holy shit, that boss was insane to pug with that week's of gear. Like we had nothing. We had scraps. And we had like an elite strike force group of people. They were all super good, and we still wiped like a normal like raid night's length of time to kill this boss.
Yeah, so we just had pugs that like we all just stuck with it and progged as if we were a guild, just because we knew that like groups were so dire. Like it was hard last week, honestly, to clear Razageth, I feel like.
So I got to do it again this week, and then next week we got to do Mirror So, and then I can get Pandemonium.
As far as the mythic aspect of Season 4, have you guys been cranking them out? It's still early, and numbers are still low, but people are getting snotty, and I don't like it.
Ooh, what happened? What happened?
Well, a number of things. One, I'm not getting picked up by, like, any group, and I'm never this guy, but Season 4, I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. It was a +2. They needed one more DPS. I applied, instantly denied. Whispered the guy, like, what's up? It's like, you had nothing last season.
Oh, interesting.
It's like, well, I guess, yeah, but it's like, but I'm starting this season. It's the modern millennial thing of like, you didn't do anything last season. Well, yeah, but like I have the gumption, I have the skill set now. There's no way you'll ever be able to prove that to me.
Getting outright declined. That's crazy. I was gonna say maybe it's just a number of like DPS because there are like 40 people applying to these groups.
Yeah, I think a lot of people apply, but then also it's what you're saying, Aaron, as well. This is basically, I feel like it's that part of the season where enough people are applying to even these low level, air quotes, entry level keys that these air quotes jobs are saying, air quotes, you need 2 years of experience.
Yeah, it's like what were you doing, and it's terrible.
Like, I just graduated college.
Well, and because like all these people, I'm over here and I'm applying to this job, and I have to like put down my Disney waiter experience. It's like, I'll have you know, I got Keystone Master in season 3 of Shadowlands. Does that mean anything to you? And it's like, denied. Also, I just want to say, because I don't know what the fuck happened. It was happening on stream. I got into a +3 Brackenhide. I go over there. I roll in. The guy says mage table. And I was texting Caitlin, so I delayed for maybe 5-10 seconds. Put my phone down, put a mage table down, and then everyone eats up my little treats, and then they kick me. And I was like, what? I was like, what? And they kick me.
That's such bullshit, because like they keep that food. So they literally invite you just to get them. I believe they do.
Yes, they do.
They probably do.
You.
Yeah. Yeah, they straight up used me as a mage. They got mage food and they booted me. No, but I can tell you, because you know it's 30 seconds before it boots you out, and I made use of it. I was yelling at them. I was like, you guys are nothing. You're crumb bums.
Good.
You're gross, and I don't like you. And they just sat there looking. Like, it clearly wasn't like you wasted their 5 to 10 seconds, because they sat there for 30 seconds doing nothing as I yelled at them, and then I was forcibly removed.
That's crazy. We gotta run some stuff. That's insane. Have you done your Mythic Zeros yet?
Yeah, I will say this. For, like job applications, for every 100 I apply to, at least 3 to 4 do get back to me. So I have been running them. I just need... Well, you know what? I guess there are a few that I haven't done any zeros on. But I have got like a 4, a 3, some 2s in. So I'm making my way.
Yeah, people have been crazy. Like, I'm still pugging, like, 2s just to get, like... I need the crest system. The crest system. Why? Okay, why are flight stones still capped at 2,000 if crests are capped? Like, we don't need them both to be capped. Like, what's the purpose here? Because I need to get low-level crests for my fucking legendary. And so I was doing 2s, and groups are still struggling out here on the 2s.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is still just like the first weeks, and I feel like as the season goes on, I don't know if people just become more lax, more gear, things will get easier. I mean, I do think in a few years, like 2s and 3s won't feel like this anymore, but definitely like we've had some pugs where like a 2 felt like it felt like, honestly, it's like some of these like keys that Slide and I pugged where we just pugged a 2, and it was like 2 of us and a bunch of like random people. That felt harder than like a guild group 7 that we did.
Yeah, the guild, like we haven't run 8s yet, right? I think just 7s is the highest so far, and those have been like crazy. But the fortified version is kind of just like whatever, like. Trash dies. The bosses hurt so much less than last week. I feel like a +2 boss tyrannical slaps the fuck out of a +7 boss fortified.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in general, people say that fortified is the preferred week to push keys. Also, I feel like this is now like 2 weeks in a row that like the other affixes have been pretty good. Because what was it this week? It was fortified, the one where things get stronger when they get to like a low health, and then entangling, which entangling is a joke.
Yeah, entangling, just leave the green circle. Come to the Kakalakis.
Yeah, get a Kakalakin outside of this entangling root circle.
If you get Keystone Master and you get the heroic raid clear, do you only get 1 tier token? Is that all tied to the same achievement? I think it is.
Is it? I don't know that it is.
Because when we killed Razaketh last week, I was like, congrats, you did a full heroic clear. Here's a token to get a piece of tier gear. And I was like, oh, yippee. But then Ahoy got the Keystone Master or whatever it is for doing that same thing, but in dungeons. So I think those are two separate tracks to get the same tier piece. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, and then PvP, whatever PvP's equivalent, is probably on the same track as well.
1500 or whatever, their big thing.
Yeah, whatever. 18. I don't remember what number they have to get to.
1850 sounds correct. You can tell how much PvPing we do when it's not Plunder Storm time. I can only vaguely shoot in the dark as to what it was. Also, RIP. That's dead now, right?
It's gone. Plunderstorm's gone. They had. I'll find it. I'll talk about it later.
Unfortunately, he never did.
They posted like a retrospective like comment about it, and it was so funny. You could tell it was somebody trying to be like, I'm gonna kill him with kindness. He was like, WoW players are the smartest players, and I stand by that. And
oh, that's already a cap. That's a lie.
Yeah, you guys are some of the biggest fucking idiots, and we know because we're in that group too.
Because we are them.
Like, especially when PvP or something PvP adjacent is introduced, that really gets the people riled up.
But that brings me to my next point. Maybe if you have like something like if you can't get into like a Mythic Plus group or you have nothing else to do Battleground Blitz, because Battleground Blitz it's non-rated PvP. It's just faster battlegrounds. It's like, oh, the timer's shortened, or oh, you do more damage or something like that. And rating you get in Battleground Blitz counts towards the PvP vault box, which can still have tier pieces, which are just as good as the PvE pieces.
This is crazy. I didn't even think about that as something that I could be doing. But it is kind of surprising to me that like just doing random things since it's so early in the season and like the gear is good again. It always surprises me when something completely random gives me a piece of gear that's like a substantial upgrade. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go, I guess. Like I just did a world quest or something.
And that brings me to our newest segment on the show. What's in your box?
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Aaron, what was in your box this week?
Ooh. My box being my vault, or being one of the
Answer the question.
One of the many strange boxes that I've accrued. Well, in my vault this week, that's probably the one that's actually interesting, was a staff. It was a boring-ass Dragonwing fish stick staff. Change that up. But that shit was like $5.15, so hell yeah, brother.
Oh, buddy.
As to what was in my boxes, I couldn't tell you. Everything was something that I had already got, because I had a humdinger of a week 1 of season 4. So I replaced a lot of things, which means this week I got a lot of other things. They're like, neat, cool, never mind.
I love the feeling of gearing a character, though. It feels so good.
Yeah, the thing is, that was on Growlina. Booty ATW, this weekend I'm going to be doing stuff on her, but it's great because she's just at the cusp of like, please, I need it. Like, she had some blue still. If I rocked up there on Wigglestein or Randleman, I would scream. Wigglestein still has like a green ring.
eye level upgrade.
Yeah, especially because he didn't go through the story, so he just got through in there. Wigglestein, I think, has like a green ring from Shadowlands. Like, please, any crumb of content. But that leads me to Immunization. What's in your box, man?
Okay, well, I had 2 boxes to open and to dig around in and see what was in there. And I'll start with my Hunter's box, which is very mysterious and kind of spooky.
That's what I used to put on my dating profile before I met Cubbybub.
Yeah,
Has a
your box was mysterious.
Box. Wink.
What's in the box?
But by that I mean like I still haven't picked anything out of it yet because I was waiting to see if I got anything in raid yesterday. I didn't.
Y'all are so responsible, but
no, that's a coward tactic. I would never do that.
That's so crazy to
Never.
me. I cannot, when I log in on Tuesday, I cannot help myself from going, ah, and doing the little jump, because I usually just go from like the stairs or the fountain to the bank, like, ah, into the thing to go open up my chest.
So, I mean, like, I normally do, especially at the beginning of the season. I normally do wait until I do a little bit of content to see if I get anything. Because it helps me narrow it down as well. But out of my like 6 slots that I have in this box for my hunter, like legitimately 4 of them are for the slot where my crafted pieces are. And I'm like, okay, I literally just started upgrading one of them. So 4 of these pieces in this vault are just done. And the other ones are things that I guess I could, that this is probably what I will end up doing. I'll probably like take like a chest piece or a helmet piece. I think those are the other 2 things in there, and then convert them to tier. That's probably what I'll be doing.
Makes sense. That's because we have 2 catalyst charges, so you got something to play around with.
And you know how like in past seasons, Wowhead has specifically had a section on most specs pages saying like where like the experts of the spec are like talking about like when to break your previous 4 piece to then create a 2 piece.
Right.
Have you guys seen anything like that this season? Like, are you guys just winging it, or do you guys already have 4 set? Like, how's your tier situation going?
I didn't see anything on my Wowhead article, but the Evoker Discord was like, if 2 set, break 4 set. And I was like, okay, Jesus.
I mean, so I think for my hunter, I believe it is just tier 3. So I'm like, I wonder if me having 2 sets doubles that effect of Dire Beasts coming out, or if it would just be like, nah, you just get one dude.
You know what? I was thinking of that too, because I will say I've replaced certain items from my previously held 4 set, but I do have a 2 set now, so I was thinking like, if I put on my old poo-poo pants and my old poo-poo like shoes, yeah, do I get like Cinderous Phoenix? Does that happen twice as much?
I think your mileage will vary, and I think you might actually end up being unable to use it in some cases. Because I remember the Evokers were talking about something, or someone was talking about this, where they had 2 sets, but then it was only registering like the lower set. So they had to actually get rid of their entire old set entirely because it was bugging out the new set and making it worse. It wasn't Evokers, maybe it was Mistweavers. It was somebody that this was happening to.
Well, I hate that for me because I assume that's what would be happening. But yeah, that's my hunter's box situation. My priests, I had one thing to choose from. It was a ring, so I took that ring.
Nice.
The stats weren't good, but I was just like, at this point, with how much things are hurting in the keys, the stats. It was like haste first, which is like decent for Mythic Plus at least. It's bad for Raid, but like I was like, that extra stam and the verse will help for the keys that we're doing at least. So, well, I mean, like whatever. I mean, stamina is good for the Raid too, because like as we fucking were seeing, oh my god, on Sarkareth, that like glittering surge was wrecking us again.
People were just, I was falling over. I'm like, oh wow, my bones, they're falling apart.
I clearly did not download that aspect of the fight, because I saw the first time we pulled them, yeah, like half the raid fell over in an instant, and I was like, huh? I don't know. I usually got dragged through that one. Or if anyone remembers the achievement night, I just walk off in the first 5 seconds and just go, oh, I got it. I auto-run. Oh, no, my phone.
Oh, no. Oh, that was the wine.
No, I didn't pour enough wine, so I've been looking for a nice lapse in conversation. We talked about PvP. That was my time.
Yeah,
I know nothing about PvP. I should have ran. Anyhoomst. Yeah. That was the one part that was like, aw, beans, because we were right there. Next week we'll destroy Fyrak. In the subsequent weeks we will defeat the other 2. But it's like, aw, man, I wanted to be done tonight.
Yeah, and I felt like we have evokers that need the legendary. And you know, what's funny is that we really had the heat of, come on guys, let's get everybody their axes, let's keep running Amir Trusel. We didn't have that heat with Aberrus. we very specifically did not. And I had to pug it, and I said so.
Listen, same. For Razagath, I had to pull rank and be like, we are fucking doing Razagath.
People were mad about it. People were like, ugh.
I hate to say, it's a numbers game, because what? Razbo, it's just hunters. Norlon, Whispers of the Future, that's just dragons. Axe, that was anyone who could like wear even male armor. Anyone who had anything slightly heavier than a big gay dress got to wield that thing, so of course we're gonna go in there.
It's true, but it's also specifically why I did not feel bad about not showing up to the raids after AOTC, because I was like, fuck y'all, I'm gonna go to Avarice alone while you guys do your axe hunting.
I'm just so happy that May just had it made in the shade. What was it, TBC was the last time we had a specific weapon?
It's
or what, like Kata? Whenever Atiesh was.
They're gonna do Atiesh 2.0 at 2esh at 2esh.
I feel like I could pry Atiesh off of Khadgar's hands because my man is looking a little beta, dare I say.
Speaking of Khadgar, he was in my box.
Well, yeah, we got distracted here, but I was going to throw it over to you, Slide.
26 minutes, and we're still in the box segment.
What's in the box? In my box was a 4-set tier piece, baby. I just needed one tier piece to appear in my great vault for my evoker, and I was able to use.
You just naturally got 3 of them.
Well, so I didn't get any. I didn't get anything. Raid has been abusive to me. I don't get any loot in raid, pugging or in our group. But Mythic Plus gave me 2 pieces. I got some pants that were 515. That I upgraded 515, and then I got a head from the Onaran dungeon, so I just had 2 things I could catalyze, right? And then because I killed Heroic Razagath, or because I full cleared whatever the Vault of Incarnates last week, I got a heroic piece that I was able to spend to buy a tier. I almost bought a 2-set last week, and I'm like, if I buy a 2-set, whatever I get, I'm gonna get that piece in my vault. So I had to fucking restrain myself for 3 days and wait. So basically, I had 3 pieces I could make at any time. I just needed 1 tier piece. The hands showed up. I didn't have the hands, so I just immediately converted 2, got the hands, and traded in for a chest piece, and I did it. I have 4 set. I'm like, wow, this is the best I've ever done this ever.
Oh, must be nice. I have like I have 0 on my priest, and I have 1 on my hunter that I'm not putting on because, it would just break my other set.
Yeah, so one day you'll catch up. Don't worry. But in Lil Quinoa's vault, I don't remember. It's funny.
Lil Kiki's still running?
Well, because we need to have a healer on deck for last night, one of our healers was busy, so he wasn't able to go. But if this happens on vault, I guess it doesn't need to happen anymore. You have your bow. Wait. I was like, I might need to heal for you doing the bow, immune, but you had the bow because you spent your breath broth cube.
Yeah, immune. How is that? You, like so many World of Warcraft greats before you just bought greatness with money.
Yeah, honestly, I said this in our Discord, which you can find a link to by going to donotrelent.com. I said that it feels anticlimactic. It feels kind of wrong. I feel like I've cheated myself and potentially others. I don't know. I feel, is this Stockholm syndrome? I don't know. I feel like I don't deserve this bow because I spent so much time, so many years of my life trying to pug that fucking ugly ass dinosaur looking dragon, and I just never got a bow. And I'd never even saw one drop for the longest time. I saw 1 drop last week, and that was the first one I'd seen since maybe the one that Persephone got, honestly. And it's just been such a struggle. And then I was just like, oh, I have my 2 veggie broth cubes. I can just go buy my Razbow now, and that's what I did. I was like, I feel dirty. That was too easy. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I kind of get it. It's like you could either go on a hunting trip with your best friend Jimmy John and bring home a beautiful elephant tusk, or you could buy the government's fake elephant tusks for $2 and get bamboozled, but still elephant tusks. So, I kind of get it. Shoot elephants, get money.
I feel like I'd want to get the fake one in that time.
No,
I don't want to hang out with
Jimmy
John.
He's going to give you
But
sandwiches.
I don't want to shoot it fresh with Jimmy Jonathan. I don't want to poach, even if the Jimmy Cubano Club is great. I don't know what they put in the mustard. Probably poached ivory, but it's great.
See, that's why you're not a big game hunter. BGH is like us.
When am I going to be able to have the title in World of Warcraft as if it's a certification or a degree, or it's Metalloid, BGH?
I'd rather have Growlina, comma, Jimmy John's friend.
You said you wouldn't be his friend.
If I got a title for it, if all I got was Sandwich, Ivory, and the blood on my hands, I'd feel terrible. But if I got a WoW title, fuck me, I'm there.
You're in.
Luckily, I have Sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, and I kind of feel that. I was basically forced to use Beef Broth Cube to make my legendary relevant, which is kind of stupid. Like, so like the legendary that I fucking got is I level 453. I needed to get the Beef Broth Bullion to make it 502. That was the only absolute way I could do that. So they're basically like, yeah, you know, you don't really get a choice. You're gonna get that. So I fucking got the upgrade for it. Upgraded the motherfucker. And the Sims still told me it wasn't better than the staff that I won last week. I was like, so I was playing with Legendary at a DPS loss because I just wanted to use it. And I was like, that doesn't feel very good. I bought the upgrade for not for nothing, but because remember, when that happened, you couldn't upgrade your items. It was broken until recently.
You know, I was going to bring this up. I was going to ask you about this slide, that there was a bit of drama this week. I believe as of earlier today or maybe yesterday, it is fixed. But for a while there was complications back and forth about like people being unable to upgrade Furlath and Nezuro, the two legendaries, the Evoker one and the Axe, because like they announced that they... Like, explain it to me. Like, they said that there would be discounts or something, then there weren't discounts, then, like, it was just disabled, is given the May treatment.
It was basically pandemonium. So, like, literally, like, when you got legendaries, and it was like, you can't upgrade this. And I was like, why can't I upgrade this? And I looked it up, and there was this huge post about it. That was basically, there was a current bug that was not allowing you to upgrade legendaries at all. Period. End of story. So I was like, oh, cool. So, like, I can't even make this stronger than my Carnilex, the First Light. So Carnilex is better, but I don't want to use that. I want to use legendary. So then another patch came out, maybe like 2 or 3 days later. Like, it was not the same day. That was like, do not worry, guys. You can now upgrade your legendaries. But, which this wasn't known at the time, you could not get benefits from upgrading. So say that I had upgraded Carnilex to 515. That means that Nazubu should have been able to be upgraded without using crests and for cheaper fight stones. But that was not the case because that part was broken. For some reason, they turned on the ability to upgrade your legendaries, but did not fix the issue where you couldn't get a discount if you had a higher weapon. Why wouldn't you launch those two together? Because they fucking didn't know it was going to happen. There's been a lot of bugs going on, and it has to be that thing where they're having like a skeleton crew run WoW retail while everybody else is like hammering away like dwarfs in the mines to get out the expansion like quickly.
They're hammering away like dwarves in the mines to get the hammering dwarves in the mines out on time.
Yeah.
That's some so me, for real. Also, everyone, don't worry. Our newly minted DNR YouTube is in fact on DoNotRelent.com.
Yeah, I forgot to. I keep meaning to mention this. YouTube, if you are a Google Podcast user, I don't know if you can hear this still. I don't know if they cut service yet or if that's coming in June.
So wait, Google Podcast is just done?
Yes.
Sorry to do Brass Tax's general life stuff, but it's just over?
Yeah, because Google can't fucking keep a single thing open for like 3 years. Like, they need to close every fucking program down. So they're closing down Google Podcasts. So if you didn't know this, and you're on Google Podcasts, we're uploading them to YouTube just for you. Although, like, I feel like the majority of our listeners do not use Google Podcasts. So I see the numbers. A lot of you are basically everywhere else but there. Maybe you guys got the heads up and you knew earlier.
Yeah, I can't say that the YouTube listens have been tremendous, usually 3 to 4, but shout out to the people that do. We're finally curating just to you.
It's for you, babies, you children out there. So if you need that, go there. There's not any visuals. It's just the audio, because you know how we do.
Excuse me, there is a visual. The logo and name of the episode fades in, and an hour later, it fades out.
Maybe next April Fools we'll do a real one. We'll see.
at that point, the joke would be that we would actually do it, I guess. I don't know.
Joke's on us. But yeah, so the upgrade shit, it's fixed now, but it's just goofy. Like, all of it was just goofy as shit. It did not affect me because my weapon was 502 and so was my legendary. But I was like, why wouldn't you guys, like, test this shit out before? Like, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. And nobody was given, like, refunds. Like, if you upgraded your weapon to 502 or to 515 and you already had one, you just lost, like, a fuck ton of Crescent Flight Stones for no reason.
Oh, I would be so heated about that because, like, it's a limited resource at this point early on in the season.
Too limited. I'm like, I can't do anything with these crests or with these Flight Stones.
Speaking of flying, do it in Northrend. It's happening right now for like a week and a half.
Yeah, the Northrend Cup has started as of April 30th, and it is running through May 13th. So you have like a weekend and some change. I honestly, like, when I saw Aaron doing it, I was like, oh shit, that's open. I like forgot that was here. So I need to make my way up there at some point.
They're all long. They're all really long in this one. I was even going to be
Northrend's big, so I guess that's probably why.
I guess, yeah, it's a lot of empty space because all the people that love it have empty heads. But I was like, I'm going to do, usually I just go and I just do the normal version and then I leave. I was like, I'll do the reverse and the advanced. And I did like 5 of them and I'm like, ugh, God, I'm trying to finish this before raid. Fuck this.
Did you end up getting enough of your
my
flyer coins?
Yeah, my flight coins. I got just enough. I sneaked by with 2 remaining to get all my stuff. You got I'll say this. The outfit and the pennant, like, back piece. I think there's some customizations for dragons. I didn't get them. I don't know if I need them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've said this every time because the base flyer set that they gave us for T-Mog is, I mean, it's good still, but like it's not as good as the ones that have come after. And this is like it's like blue and dark silver, right?
Yeah, it's winterized.
Yeah, I think it looks cool, so I'm excited to get that.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about this. I just saw Aaron doing it, and I was like, oh!
And it's not even in the book. I opened the book
hell?
up and I flipped through all the pages. It's not even in there. It's like they don't want you to know. The only reason I was doing it was because it's highlighted in the May Traders Post thing. It's like, hey, you get some points for doing it. I was like, I guess that's happening.
What the hell are they hiding this shit for?
Well, what a flawless transition you just did there, Aaron. I see that you mentioned the May Traders Post.
I'm a lot looser now that I ran away butt-ass naked to get my barefoot wine. To quote Amy, Yabyak's mother, Mommy needs her Moscato, and I have it. Just like I now have the May Traders Post in front of me.
Yes, so for the listeners at home, we are using the official World of Warcraft.blizzard.com like May trading post, and that's the order that we're gonna try to go in here. I had to, before recording, rush into WoW and take screenshots of things because, again, Blizzard and Wowhead have both failed us by not providing pictures like they used to. Nobody wants to work these days, so I had to fucking work.
So let's be as descriptive as possible now that we know our people do not have the ability to find good images.
And dare I say, before we continue, I feel like they're doing even less. Like, they didn't give us all the pictures last month. This month, they hardly gave us pictures.
They gave us like 4 pictures, and like half of them are returning.
I am worried for June. It's going to be vague descriptions like we're playing Zork.
We're going to have to like decode, like, we're going to have to like drink some Ovaltine and like figure out what's on the menu next month.
Twist our decoder regs. Oh boy, BUZZWORTH. Because Buzzworth, the baby bee, is here.
He is returning. I don't remember. Like, honestly,
I didn't know he was a returner. Fuck this guy. Moving on to Pokey.
Yeah. Okay. So after Buzzworth here, we have Pokey, which is a new. It's a pet, a voodoo doll. Is that what it is?
It is a voodoo doll, and the description reads: the needle in Pokey's chest isn't exactly comfortable fashion, but he's stuck with it. But the needle's in his eye, Blizzard.
So one of y'all said, Aaron, Aaron, you said it. This feels like AI text, Blizzard.
Yeah, like it's so jokingly I said it's AI text, like they don't know what they're doing because I know they use AI to write some things, but clearly it's, and I will say this, I don't care, but it's a breakdown in communication of maybe like the modeling team isn't meeting with the text writing team,
the ones that put in a description.
which the text writing team has to be the most busted, broke down you can use, considering how much text is out there and how much of it is just nothing. Like the guy who gave us Saber of the Fire Flash sword, you know he doesn't fucking care. He's like, yeah, it's probably in the chest. And then someone showed him the picture and he was like, it's too much work to go and delete anything. Just say it's in the chest.
But anyways, I give Pokey soft 2. I mean, I feel like that's the most I'm willing to ever really give a pet. I mean, it's different. It's weird. I've never seen anything like it, so that's why it's technically a 2, I guess.
The noose around its neck makes me uncomfortable. I'm gonna give it a 2.
I love that reasoning.
I'm going to give it a soft 2. Yeah. Not a pet guy, but knock yourself out, pet fans, because I guess this is your one for this time. Unless you missed out on the great deal that was Buzzworth.
Get that.
Speaking of bugs, the Amber Skitterfly is here. Although, so I saw something going, does this guy not exist?
I did see a post on that, that I guess it was listed here, but there was trouble accessing it on the traders post. I mean, I just quickly went through there and I was purposely avoiding the ones that I knew I didn't have to take a picture of, so I didn't particularly notice. So I'm sorry, my reporting is poor here.
So I did this yesterday. I don't remember there being a model, and I'm pretty sure when you go by the stables where they have the 2 mounts, there was like a 404 error.
I can confirm today I did see the model. However, I did not purchase it, so I did not use it to see if it actually existed in the real world.
I see. Well, what an introduction he has. Moot, I got too many of these bugs, and I didn't even get the ones that you used to get. In between Mop and now, I've accrued like 3 of these things. I'm fine.
Yeah, if you've done any of the Dragon Scale Expedition stuff, rep stuff, it's that bug mount, that like mantis looking motherfucker. Just an amber.
Yeah, like a water bug. It's just this one's orange.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a soft 2. I don't have one of these yet. I don't have any Skitterflies.
Oh, do you actually
No,
not?
I don't have any Skitterflies. So this would be my first Skitterfly.
Tugging at my collar.
I think I have one. I assume it probably does the mount special where it just makes its legs really tall, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing as, like Slide said, the Dragon Scale Expedition, and then way back the Anglers Guild, the water bugs back
That's
then.
what I have.
Those can't fly, so it's not the same.
They can't fly?
No, they're water bugs.
I thought they made them spread their wings in the post game.
Maybe you're right. When I say I don't have any Skitterflies, I don't have any Dragonflight versions of this guy.
Word.
Of course I did my fishing.
I know that used to be the PvP, was you would fight people and then you hop on your Skitterflies. And in BFA, I didn't have one because I didn't do Anglers Guild. So I was like, you've defeated me, horrid guy. You're in the water and I'll never catch up to you now.
I give it a 2. I think it's cool still. And then up next, we have another bug. We have... Oh, wait, never mind.
The returner.
Cut this out. It's a returner.
That boy's old.
But we have another mount, the Blazing Hippogriff mount, which is... That's the last picture there. Sorry, fam, in the host chat here.
This wasn't in the trading post before?
This was not in the trading post. This was, of course, infamously a TCG mount. And then this was a Twitch reward. So I do have this because I led people on a 4-hour, I remember the stream, I called it Devaluing the Crimson Hippogriff. If you watched 4 hours of a WoW streamer like 6 months ago, you got this thing.
I mean, I'm giving it a 2 because...
I know some people that did not watch twitch.tv/AaronDNR then.
I mean, like,
my good friends.
Yeah, as you can see in my post here, I do have it. So like I don't know. I just whenever there's a reward, then I hear about it. I just log on to Twitch and idle on somebody's stream that I don't actually watch. So
which is what I always tell people do at the beginning of the stream. I'm like, yeah, I don't. You don't like me. Just leave me on, and then 4 hours later from now, you'll have a thing.
Like most of the time, I'm not even at my computer. I'm like eating or like going on a walk or something. Anyways, two in particular because I find it funny whenever people get mad about these things being added in this way. I just find it comical. Sorry, Slide.
Yeah, you would because your poor ass doesn't have any of them, so it makes sense.
Your poor ass. You randomly got one in $100 card pack.
$100 that you two were too cowards to spend on a beautiful catch.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like you...
Next, back to the trading post. We have the lavish floral edge here.
Moot.
Many an enemy has felt this thorn. I'm obsessed with reading the descriptions now. It's a flower knife. However, when I say flower knife, I don't even think it's really a flower knife. It's got a brown
it's brown and
spear.
green.
Yeah, is the brown supposed to be like a roots at the very edge of it?
It's like a thorn.
I'm gonna give it a boot.
I'm gonna give it a moot. I don't really care. Also, I just realized now. At the beginning of this, I said we were gonna follow the order of this World of Warcraft thing, but I'm realizing now it's different than what is actually in the trading post because my pictures here are in the order of the trading post. So I guess now we have officially switched over to that. but yeah, moot. I think it's fine.
However, I will give my toot to his big brother, the lavish floral stock. However, I'll give it a toot. And then when you look at my face as I say it, I'm frowning. Because this guy is very clearly, that could have, so it's listed as a polearm. That could have been a staff. Come on. You're just keeping Growlina from using this thing.
I'm going to give this a shoot. So this looks like, okay, if you've seen Jumanji, the 1996 version with Robin Williams, it reminds me of one of the plants that spits out thorns into your neck and kills you. It's got like a super like long stem, and it's got a beautiful, beautiful, thick bulb with a spike coming out of the top. A new meaning to gifting flowers.
I'm gonna give it a 2. Potentially it would be in shoot territory if, like Aaron said, I don't understand why they can't just make this a staff because people like the classes that can use pole arms, they can also use staffs as their weapons,
This
right?
is polearm erasure, so
Yeah, I'm saying erase pole arms.
wow,
Yeah, like who are they for?
yikes.
Or just have this Mog just be like polearm / staff. Have it be both. It's just Mog anyways.
Yeah, it's Calvin Ball. Who cares? Speaking of who cares, it's the ebony crown of the red rose. I remember you guys not giving high regards to this one when it came in pink, but now it's in dusky purple. I like it too.
Every night has its dawn, and my dawn is a boot. Who cares?
I'm also gonna give it a boot. I just don't care about
It
this.
blends in with hair too much. It just looks like it's like a hair accoutrement and not like an actual headpiece to me. Next up, the guys, the Golden Masquerade. It's a golden party mask that you would wear at a Suramar party. I'm gonna give it a boot.
Moot.
Moot.
I cannot say anything of this thing. However, bam, blah, I just broke down some glass because you'd never expect it, but here comes my shoot. It's the Valyar's Champion Greatsword. It's an enormous sword, an obnoxiously large sword
You know,
that
Aaron,
maybe uses like 4 pixels. It's
Aaron, you
huge.
stole my idea here because like I was also gonna give this a shoot for the same reason you're about to say. Go on.
Like, it's huge and it looks like shit. It's so funny. In 2024, they're making all these new models, and they're like, what about this guy? They're like, clearly they must have pulled from like an old statue in vanilla.
And like it's so fucking big. My screenshot, this is up to the top of the screen. Like it is off the screen. This is like some female human stuff, you know?
Yeah, it's Doug Dimmadoming the screen. Like, I'm sure if I pull that out, it would go up through my monitor and poke into my real life roof.
Well, you know, Odin did outfit his champions with only the best weaponry. Boot.
Ugh.
It's ugly. And no one's using that. It's going to drag it to the ground. It's going to drag into the ground that every character...
Except that, and I will make a statement later, but I have a little bit of extra money left over, and I will be buying that. However, I do not think I will be purchasing the classic Midnight Tabard. Hey everyone, all of your favorite things are now in black. Although I will say this, I will give it a toot, because they were doing a lot of funny colors, and I was like, one of these days we're going to get actual, like, things
Like
I could
you
be
can
seen
make
wearing.
a Mog with this, you know?
Yeah. So I'm not going to buy it. I'm not excited, but I will give it a toot. because we finally got to like quote normal colors.
Yeah, for the same reason, I'm going to give it a soft toot because, like, this is just like a basic, nice fitting t-shirt, right? It can go with any outfit.
It's a tabard that's all black, in case you weren't familiar with it. Toot.
Brick is the other color that's happening. We got 2 capes that are it.
The classic vagabond setting is back in a regular red color. I'm going to give it a moo. I know I said we wouldn't talk about him again, but it's kind of a nice color.
So it's been upgraded from being scooted to now it's just booted. So I guess that's an upgrade for it.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I was about to say, the only reason these things are getting booted is because Immune did go and take a picture of them. Otherwise, I would not have included them. There's some black gloves. There's a brick sarong. There's brick and black shoulder
I'm a little
capes.
mad.
If you guys want to talk about any
There's
of
no
those.
descriptions on the Vagabond's brick threads. So the description writer is getting a little lazy.
Yeah, I mean, sorry guys. I just got so in the groove of like, I'm like, fuck, I just got screenshot all this shit and I just went for it. And I forgot that, yes, we should just scoot all of these because like, we're just tired of them. Like, I mean, like, I acknowledge that they're good for someone's mog and they're fine, but like, I won't be buying them. So
I will say, I bought the black, I don't know its official name, but the black shoulder things because I was like, surely there's someone who will use those. I've always said black or like Alliance blue. I'll buy those. So Dueler's Midnight Shoulder Cape, you got begrudgingly purchased.
We also do get some lore tidbits from the Trader's Brick Sarong. I want to bring us back to a favorite when trading in the southern jungles. So hey, if you're doing any RP trading in the southern jungles, throw on your Trader's Brick Sarong.
You want to buy a gift for your booty bay? There it is.
Up next, we have the Leaky Bucket. Offhand, it's a bucket. Deals whole dashy damage. Okay. Okay, Blizzard. Toot, by the way.
Toot.
Moot. But I would say you guys are fucking nasty because when this bucket was made of metal, you booted it. Now that it's made of wood and it's got a pun, you love it.
That's what buckets
Smish.
is supposed to look like, not fucking metal hunks of cylinder.
You're a metal hunk.
Thank you.
Just like the Primeval Mall. And Stinky. Moot.
Boo.
I'm going to give it a 2 for its description. If found, please return to the Whack-A-Null booth at Darkmoon Fair.
You know, maybe I shouldn't have screenshotted this. I just did it for the names, but honestly, these puns are impacting our rating system here, and I think that's not right. It's not fair.
Well, especially because we reach things like the Highborn Scholar's gloves, boring gloves, the perfect solution for paper cuts. Haha, kind of funny.
Dude.
But I gotta toot it because
Shut
for
the fuck up,
some reason, Miss Immunization got down to her bare jewels for this one.
Why are you naked?
There were other gloves that you wore your full regalia, but for some reason you've got your Hoonaner and Bim Bombers out.
Did you transmog purposely to be nude for this?
No, there's an option to take it off that I didn't realize. I forgot it was a thing until I got to this point because what I was wearing completely covered these up and I just could not see them at all. So I was like, wait, there's a way for me to like make them visible. And then I realized I didn't do that for the gloves, but then I realized, you know, it doesn't matter for the gloves because they just are the gloves. You guys know what they are.
Damn, it's been a while since I saw Miss Immunization, but I want to see her a lot more.
The next one's better because it's just shoes and you got the little hoofs, so it's barely anything.
It just looks like your fucking nasty feet.
Yeah, you got some hairy ankles with your lively treads of the Kuluk, which bears the insignia of the Milwaukee Harbor Craftsman. If you're looking to really up your Tuskar game.
That's the only one out of them that I'm gonna give a toot, though. I mean, I've been mainly because, like, as you can see here, like, boot things normally don't look like anything. So I'm just happy that it looks like something.
Yeah,
so
they made it for us funny feeders.
Yeah, because,
too.
okay, so on the next one, the Cinderace Assassin Shroud, vibrant crimson isn't the most stealthy of colors, but Cinderai rogues love a challenge. You're still in the nude. It's it's a red and green, yellow Cinderai cloak. But what's up with your ankles? What's going on down there? What's that little coloration between your hoof
is that
and your
normally what you look like?
And your blue skin? What's that gray skin?
Listen, it's the hoof eczema.
Hoofzima.
Hoofzama.
I don't know. It kind of looks like it's clipping into the ground, though, doesn't it? like my hooves randomly for some reason.
I'm posting a picture.
Yeah, for
of
some
this
reason
with no context.
they're like to really show off the Cinderai assassin shroud, we had to shrink you like half an inch.
If you want your no context picture, go to our Discord at unitrelentless.com. Post it at 6:50 CST. You'll see the image I'm talking about with these weird gray cankles you got going on. I'm gonna give it a 2.
This looks like
2 for the
subs.
cankles.
I'm gonna give it a moot. No, a boot. I don't really care for this cape, honestly.
It's a pretty basic cape. Like, what am I paying? How much does this cost? 50? 100? 50?
Any amount is too much, in my opinion. Just like, and I know I always say, it's like, this exists somewhere. Just run like some TBC dungeons. They're easy. You can one hit everything. You'll get this in like half an hour.
Oh, shit. And then this leads us to the final thing. It's called the Wings.
Well, no, because we also have Paradise's Golden Axe, Sunny Floral Staff, Sunny Bouquet. They have a bunch of things made out of flowers.
Oh, these are the ones that they actually do have pictures for some reason, and that's why I didn't. Sorry.
There's a flower
Jump back
axe,
over here now.
there's a flower staff, and there's a flower bow. I'm gonna bust in because I can only use one of these. Sunny Floral Staff, that's a toot. It's very neat. Maybe
It's like a
I'll buy it.
sunflower. It's pretty cute, actually. I'm gonna give them all
Sunflower.
toots because I can use them.
Yeah, I bought all the flower ones already. Also, question: is this our most packed trading post yet? Is this the most items we fucking had?
Yeah, but like, there's not a lot that I want to buy though.
Yeah, and this will also be a case for the final item, but I'm just gonna say, if you've been holding on to anything that like you've frozen for a while, this is the month to buy it. There's been a lot of stack months in the past. This ain't it.
You know, I always say that, and then I'm most surprised by the internet's like, "This is the best one yet," and I'm like, "Wow, it really is like that sometimes. It really do be like that."
I've heard that for the especially for the Wings of the Amber Monarch, which are a set of bronze, like orangish butterfly wings that you wear
Like
on your
fairy
back.
wings type
Yeah.
deal.
Dragon fairy vibes.
But like actually fairy wings, not like the Boo Boo darter set where they're on your shoulders.
Yeah, and so I was seeing people like actually like go crazy for this on Twitter, that they're happy that like it does. Apparently, if you have a staff, it doesn't clip poorly with
Yes.
the
Oh,
staff.
whoa!
Yes, I was going to say that it does not get rid of your items, which is pretty neat.
That's huge, actually. They got to do more of that.
I got to toot it just for that.
Same, a toot for that. And also, like, even if it wasn't for that, I'd probably give it a toot, just because, you know, I think it's perfectly fine. We're out of the era of pets now, so I'm happy for that.
Yeah, it's an interesting trading post. I feel like we're going to end up refining this. We're going to end up making our own sheets for this, I feel like, because Blizzard is really letting us down. We should just make and publish our own trading post lists, I think.
Honestly, probably like on our Discord or something, we can just make a channel for like trading posts where we just compile it and post it, and that will be the order that we talk about.
Yes,
it.
I think that's
You
the
know,
way.
and it's one of these things. We're just ramping each other up. It's actually piss easy to do that.
Yeah, the
like to get the
easiest.
pictures to make like a list.
Like, I did most of the groundwork right now just by taking these screenshots.
I like
so,
having the descriptions in front of me. It's a little distracting and it affects the ratings, but I like, you know, somebody is putting work. Someone's job is to make a sentence description for each of these, and he's like, no one's fucking reading this.
But yeah, for June, I will get that thread up and running. So next time around, we'll have that for y'all to reference.
Especially because it's about to be gay AF.
Yeah, buddy. But now, speaking of gay AF, it's time for our top toot, bottom boot, medium moot. I'm gonna kick us off with a medium moot.
Medium.
Moo. I talk shit about these store items that I have indeed purchased while drunk when I realized there was no BlizzCon happening. So I was like, well, I got BlizzCon money to fuck around with. Let me buy some transport.
Wait. Which items have we purchased? Also, how many have we purchased? Because I now know that BlizzCon costs a lot of money. How much money did you spend?
Which sets do you remember us talking about on the podcast?
Oh, the Plunderman.
What
Yeah,
did
I
you
seen you in it. Okay, that's not
The
bad.
what?
Not the Plunderman. The fucking what's it called? The guys from Saudis. Or not Saudis. Damn you, Enagarten, you've ruined me. I'm barefooted. I cannot think.
So
The Dreadlord
yes,
set.
the Dreadlord. So the Dreadlord set, Dreadlord's Regalia, I believe it was called. I was like looking at it and I was like, well, maybe it isn't that bad. And you can model it on your character, and I did, and I removed some pieces, and I was like, oh wait a second, without the belt, it's really like any character can just have like exposed thigh and underwear look, and like it's kind of like a metal plate look. So I was like, let me spend $20 on that right now and buy that. So I bought it, and then I was like, perfect. It was great. My evoker. And then I was like, ooh, okay, this fuddy-duddy warrior set, though. The one that looks like it's like basic, like nothing.
The one that's like Draenor coated?
Draenor coated, yeah. I bought...
You bought the it looks like nothing set? Come on,
I did.
man.
However, let me say, it looks a lot better in game. So the metal on like the shoulder and the spikes and like the gloves, it's... They're, you can tell that they're, I don't know if they learned some new techniques or they're trying new modeling, but it shines in a different way than the regular metal does, and it looks great on a dwarf, specifically.
Man, I like leave town for like 3 days, and he goes on a shopping spree on these shop like items. So it drops like $40 while drunk or something.
It looks a lot better than I gave it credit. I sent you pictures, and he said, "Wow, that looks cool. I would wear that on all of my characters."
I did not say that. You had already purchased it, so I'm not gonna tell you it looks bad because like it doesn't look bad. If you would have said, "Hey, should I buy this?" I would say, how much? And you would say $20, and I'd be like, probably not.
So you're lying to me right now when you said it looks good, is what you're saying.
No, I do legitimately think they look good. Like,
See, but now we got him in chat. Now he's caught in a catch-22. He's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. So what's the truth here? What do you guys think? Vote now on the poll.
I told you the truth.
Did you guys know about the armored Kodo pack?
I know that one I did not buy.
They look
I'm like,
crunchy,
what am I gonna do
but
with
like
that?
I've literally never heard of these guys. But for $25, you get armored siege Kodo mount, and you get Crush Hoof, which is just the same guy but younger.
Tiny, yeah. So that's why it's a moot, because I talked shit about it, and then I bought them, and then I'm going to say it on the podcast and blast myself for buying sets that I said were basic that still are kind of basic. But you know, I really do like. I love having the ability to have these sets be like on any character. So when I go to transmog myself, I just have so many sets to choose from on different people. So I think they're going to keep getting me, guys. I don't know. I haven't bought that ugly pirate set, the ugly Borealis one, and I stand by not buying the clown suit.
The moment that you get the William Shakespeare set, you are cooked. You are goon. I cannot talk to you.
If it's on sale, let me say, if it's on sale for like $5 on Christmas, I will buy it, because $5 I can use that hat for something, or I can use the shoes for something. But I will make it be known when it's on sale and when I purchase it.
Well, I mean, but now we know that they're putting like better masquerade masks in the trading post. So
They haven't put any good ones yet. They're all kind of bad. Anyway, what about you, Aaron? Top toot, bottom boot, medium moot.
Well, I'm gonna keep this one nice and quick. I have a top two. After I left Raid on Tuesday, I was farting around when a panicked Night Elf warrior ran up to me and he said, "Someone needs to help me! Someone needs to help me!" And I said, apparently this is my shtick, is after Raid, talking to randos who are running around Valdrakken. So I said, "Fury of Blades, my friend, I can help you." And he said, "Trade me." So we entered the trade window. He gave me the fish from the flame Hydra boss in Abbey.
oh no.
And he said, "Can you eat this?" And I said, "Yes." And I began to eat it. And I was thinking in my head, as I sat down and I started dying, I was thinking, okay, so there is an achievement behind this. Wait, it's for the person to survive. Why is he having someone else eat it?
Oh no.
He looked at me for 8 seconds as I sat there and ate it and died. And then, which is the only time I've ever died in Valdrakken. I think it's the only way to die in Valdrakken.
I think like unless you like purposely fly up and get off a mountain and die like by fall damage, I guess.
So it was a very short run back. I flew back to my body. He was still there. He looked at me. I waved. He bowed, and then he left.
Wow, was this a hit?
Is this like a fetish thing? I'm trying to think, like, what happened?
Killed you.
What?
Yeah, I mean, death was needed, I guess, right?
Yeah, he had a fish, and I don't know if his friend was like, oh, who's going to use that? Or are you going to kill someone with that? So he needed to trick someone, and I knew fully well what was going to happen, but I ate it. I died, and he left. So...
Was this like an Impractical Jokers thing where like his buddies were like hiding behind the auction house and they're like, have somebody eat this fish.
Have him eat the spicy fish.
And then after he eats the fish, let's invite him to a Mythic Plus and have him drop food and then kick him.
What a jokester! What a goof!
Wow.
Look at this War Within Evoker set. Guys, it looks like if you skinned Neltharion in his human form and put it on me on my Evoker. Holy shit.
That
Am I
is
playing my Evoker?
fucking
I might
crazy. That is crazy that they give you that, and then you'll turn into a dragon and lose 70% of it.
Yeah, that's why you just stay human.
Ah.
Well, it would be cool if those effects carried on to your scales when you're turned into a dragon, though. That would be cool.
Anywhom, immune. Well, I look longingly at this set. Let me know what has happened in your week.
Well, I have a double top toot this week.
Double top
What
two.
the hell? Is that allowed?
Well, it's not boat week. I can't say I'm having an auga. Who are you to tell me what's allowed here? So yes, this is a fucking double top toot, and you're gonna deal with it.
Woo.
First off, the aforementioned Rasbo obtained. I guess that has to be a top toot, even though like I feel like I was cheating. It is a top toot. Like I worked too hard for it to not beat the top two. Like I didn't work very hard, particularly this time, but
I attended raid 2 weeks in a row. I beat normal. I've earned my bow now.
you know the thing is, I didn't even attend raid 2 weeks in a row. What's funny is I raided like I think I like did like 1 week. Wait. No, never mind. That was on my priest. I didn't raid the first week on my priest, and on the first boss I killed, I got 2 bullions. Like on the first boss.
That can happen?
I guess.
For catch up, yeah, it can.
But anyways, no, yeah, I did raid both weeks on my hunter. So anyways, ignore that. And then my other top two is the fucking Grim Tusk fishing hole was available in the Azure Span, which was the last thing I needed in my meta achievement. And I'd just been waiting. And it's so fucking funny that like the last 2 things that I needed were like on such a weird random RNG timer that even fucking Wowhead was posting articles being like, hey, this is up. It's been... Aaron, you mentioned it in our chat. How long did they say that it had been since
the first week of 10.2.6, I think.
Yeah, so that's a long time. Like it's been that long since this has even been available. I'm like, why is that rotation so long?
At least like a couple months.
Yeah, so well, I guess that's why I was. Anyways, people were rejoicing. The babies were in the air, and by that I mean I have Taven, and I of course.
How is he?
I unlocked him when I was in North Carolina on my 10-year-old laptop where the graphics had to be -5. So I posted a picture in our Discord of how he literally looks like a blob. So I haven't actually logged in to see him yet because I just got back home earlier today before recording. So I'm very excited to see what he's supposed to look like now that I'm on a real computer. 10.2.7 drops
next week. Next week. We bulldozed past it. I'm going to have to keep my my Khadgar mewing meme in the tank for next week.
Yeah, so Taven will also be big boy again, big strong boy next week. So that'll be next week's top 2 for him. Well, Taven will be on the podcast to say that it is his top 2.
just huge dog noises just clipping in the background.
But yeah, that's my double top 2. Thank you, everyone.
Speaking of everyone, we want to thank everyone who has contributed to our Patreon. Their ranks include Command Sergeant Major Chizurla, Ahoy Vince, NSYNC/Drag Race. I just want to let you know, for whatever reason, that one trips me up every week, and that's how I always remember you, NSYNC/Drag Race. Azarin, Digital Dave, asking Growlina to say, for the Horde. Mitch, who wants to remind everyone that Rathian isn't a daddy, he's a literal child, which I saw a tweet about the other day that was like, yeah, but also he has his own agency, and he's one of the Black Dragonflight perspectives, so I was like, damn, They got fighting words for my man Mitch.
So are they saying that they can? Never
They're
mind.
saying Rathion may only be 8 years old, but he has a government job, so he's an adult, so I can thirst over him, thank you. Crucifix, Saracen Hawk, new patron!
No.
Chris M! Kick Puncher, Dex, Jerome, Adorno!
Oh no! Our table! It's broken!
Losing the Patient, Gershie, Super Squirt Day, Calcus. Looking forward to Panda Express hijinks. Watch out for the orange chicken. I once watched a man rob a Panda Express, and then I went to go see the Sonic the Hedgehog concert. That's a real story. I was very scared. And then Cubbybub said, "It happens, calm down." Huzzah! Johnny's Friday is saved. Wooly, Slidewhistle, Secret Stalker, tee Adam N, Vanderlyle, and Will, aka Tire, Trade Chat's fallen father.
Comments, questions, complaints? Send them to donotrelentpod@gmail.com or email me personally at navarracoffin@gmail.com. Check out our everything at donotrelent.com. You'll find a link to whatever you can imagine. That's right. You know what I'm thinking about. What about you guys? Where can we find you on the internet?
Well, you can find me, Alex, or Immunization, on Twitter at New Era Alex, or on Blue Sky at Immunization.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at TheBigAcheesy on Twitters.com, and watch me play Videograms at twitch.tv/AaronDNR.
Think of an object in your inner mind's eye, even if you can or cannot visualize it.
Okay.
Next week, the solution to this puzzle will be announced. And remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.